Hello, happy new moon in Gemini, no less. My seventh house of partnerships, business partnerships, and hidden enemies. Okay. Let's burn some sage. Man, this is tired looking. Let's just light it on fire. Let the motherfucker burn. But let's not set the whole garden on fire. How about that? That's a good one. Alright. Yay! Happy new moon to y'all. I thought I'd do a special reading since I'd kind of taken a break for a little bit. And as you can tell, I've been painting because my knees and legs have paint all over them. This is the life of a painter. Yes, I know. So, on this new moon, it's important to set, new goals, new ideas for what you want to manifest in the future. And with most of these, goal settings, it's important to remember that it's not just going to be over the month, but it's going to be most likely over 6 months to a year, depending on how potent this moon is for you. Most of the potent moons tend to be in the 1st, 7th, 8th, 10th, and 5th house. Those are really the core, potency. That's self. Even sometimes in your, 2nd house of self-worth and money. But, I would say 1st house is definitely yourself, is a very potent, important thing to remember, to set good intentions. So if you're a Gemini out there, this is a very good time to set an intention about yourself that you want to achieve. Something new about your emotional understanding about who you are as a person. For me, in the 7th house, it's about the intentions I want to set for a relationship or a business partnership that I am pursuing, or about people who have, been friends or been, romantic partners that were less than reputable or less than honest in their disclosure. So just take a look at your birth chart, check out your rising, your moon, and your sun sign. Most people know their sun. I'm wearing my special Archer Sagittarius shirt for this this broadcast today, and it makes me happy. And I'm sure about 99% of you out there, in Seattle at least, are pretty darn happy with this gorgeous, gorgeous weather. So, I have a couple decks with me, and I'm not really going to say a whole lot about any kind of lesson. I'm not trying to teach, because right now I'm trying to set some really great intentions for my relationships, and part of that is also this relationship that we have here. So my intention is that I don't want to preach too much. I don't want to seem like I'm sitting on a high horse of understanding, because I know just as much about you as you do when it comes to your own existence. I feel like there's certain things that I can see clearer than other people, and that's what I want to share. But it's not I'm better than you, I know better, da 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 da, shake my finger at you. So, I don't want to seem up on that pedestal, because it's a long way down, and most people are looking for a way to knock you off and prove you wrong and make you seem like an idiot. And you know what? I'm perfectly great at doing that all on my own, so I don't really need anybody's help. But at least I'm a cute idiot. Okay. Interesting. And Interesting. Okay. I'm going to set these cards off to the side, otherwise they're just going to fall off my lap. Alright, I'm going to do a set of three because we're on a new moon and I'm just gonna do it. Okay, and perfect. Wow, perfect. I've got a couple other decks here, so I'll be pulling some more cards. So, right now, our first set of cards, we have the Six of Pentacles reversed, the King of Swords upright, and the Hangman reverse. So, this is something to do about setting your boundaries and making statements and not backing away from them. So maybe there's a situation in your life that you are actually trying to move away from, because the Hangman in reverse is all about you've gone around and you've looked at it in a different way, and now you're hoping to kind of turn yourself back upright and do something about the situation. And most likely you've come to a conclusion that you are trying to stick to. The Six of Pentacles being in reverse means setting your boundaries properly with the King of Swords and sticking to it and not backing down and not letting somebody get you to waffle in your decision by their smooth talking or their points that only benefit them. Because most likely the King of Swords, he is there to talk you out of whatever you're trying to do for yourself, and he wants you to do what he wants for you, for himself. Now he's upright, so the intention is probably not malicious, but it's still, you have to do what is right for you. So somebody is trying to convince you of something that they think is a great idea, but it doesn't benefit you in most ways, and you don't really want to do it, even if they have really great points. You ultimately have to make the best decision for yourself. And you have to stand up and stick up for yourself and your choices. You can't say that you're going to do something and then back out, because then you just look like you don't have any, commitment to anything. You are afraid of committing to something and you just kind of waffle on all your decisions. And so I think you've come to an understanding that you are moving away from a certain situation and you are putting your foot down and you're saying, you know what? No. You can do whatever you're going to do. That's your thing. But I'm going to walk on my own path. Alright. And the second three cards definitely support that. So we have the Queen of Pentacles here, upright. So she is in control of herself, her life, her home. She is all about the practical matters. She knows about how to, do well with her money. She is good at making the money. She is, she's, intuitively creative in her own earthly way, where she can, stretch a dollar, make a meal, whatever she needs to do to get the job done. And we have a new beginning. So there's some kind of new understanding or new undertaking that this queen has decided to do. And this is possibly getting away from something that was holding her back, something that she was afraid of doing, or you were afraid of doing, if this is your energy. There's no more worry or feeling bound by a certain understanding. She is able to go forth and start something new that is going to be prosperous and something to work on, something to put her energy into, that is going to, possibly see the fruits of her labor come, because she realizes that she has all this strength and power and grounded energy where she can create things no matter what, because she is the master of her domain. I wish we had the Magician card. That would be awesome, but we don't. But still, It's, she's the master of her domain. She's making something happen because she is no longer afraid of, what might be. All right. So then we have the Ten of Cups, which is awesome. All about just so overarching happiness. All your cups are full. Everything that you have around you is bringing you joy. That there's just so much happiness to be had in your life, and you are recognizing it all as well. There's no maybe I'm happy, maybe it's okay. Everything around you, you feel so overwhelmed with just joy. You know that people around you are happy, you're happy. There's, every cup is filled. It's like you're at a dinner party and everybody is enjoying themselves and the energy is wonderful. Nobody is upset about anything. Nobody has worries or fears or shame. Everybody's just getting along wonderfully. Which brings then the Empress reversed, which I'm a little confused, but I mean I can't be, it's not too terrible. I mean, that just means, you have this overarching emotion. It could even mean that, people are drunk. She's just overly, um, you know, emotional, maybe a little bit, um, yeah, maybe a little drunk, maybe sick, or, just kind of, there's just overwhelming soaking in of everything around you. The Empress, she's about the birth, beginnings. So maybe there's just, maybe reverse is just hard to start something because we do have this new moon reversed, which can make things uncertain. So maybe there's a little uncertainty. Maybe you're just kind of feeling like you've put your foot down, you've passed your this test that you set for yourself, but you haven't quite seen the fruits of the labor yet. You haven't seen what you can do yet. And now you are, just waiting for the other shoe to drop. But in my opinion, if you set good intentions and if you keep yourself in a positive attitude, that other shoe is not going to drop. Or if it does drop, it's going to be something that is going to either benefit you or it's not even going to affect you. You're just going to see something happening and you're going to be like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen and I already have fretted and worried over it and now I can just enjoy myself. Okay, so now that we've got that, I'm going to pull a few of the cards from my love deck because, you know me. And then I'm going to pull a Gaia Oracle card and one horoscope card. Not two, just one. Because most likely I'm probably going to end up pulling the moon for the planet. Although it could be interesting to see what planet we are talking about. Since the moon actually in Venus, what am I talking about? The moon and Venus are conjunct right now, both in Gemini. And so you're finding yourself at the peak of like the the affluent and lovely and decadent and feeling the wonderment around all the beautiful, harmonious, decadent understandings of the physical realm of life. That is Venus. Ooh, my. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So we have the overarching card as strength. And look at that. That is Brunhild and Siegfried. And he has gone out of his way to save the beautiful Brunhild from the dangers. He is so heroic and romantic because he has passed all these tests of wanting to give up and having things thrown at him that he thought maybe he couldn't possibly survive, but because he proved and showed how he could be in any kind of situation of love. So even if they had some kind of, argument or fight, he wasn't just going to run away or back away. He was committed. He was committed to finding her and rescuing her because he loved her so. And that is just such a heartwarming tale. And here I am, being the Empress in reverse, just overwhelmed with my emotions on this beautiful new moon, thinking about, somebody who would go out of their way to just show somebody how much they really loved and cared about that person. That everything in their life could be put on hold, and that the person they love would be put above that, because sometimes that's showing somebody really how much that you love them. We all have obligations, we all have things going on in our lives that we have committed to, but sometimes we have to say, no, I love this person and I promised them that I was going to spend time with them, I was going to be with them. They come first, because overall they're the ones going to give me the support and the understanding and the love that no one else can give in my life. So then we have the High Priestess, which is a fantastic card, another major arcana. We have Sharadeze and Sharahia, and it is the wonderful mystic priestess, and she's just overflowing and understanding all the mystical things around her in this universe, and she is just beautiful and somebody to be desired. A man could not say no to her. Man, I'm really soaking up that Empress in reverse. Woo! But she's just, she has this understanding of things, and it's so potent to people that you just know. It's just a knowing. And then we have the Two of Arrows in reverse, which is all about getting to the deeper understanding, the realness of a situation, letting down your guard, letting down and seeing the true understanding. It pairs very well with the High Priestess, which is also a 2. It's a 2 and a 2. And this leveling of understanding with another person, and not putting on airs or falsities, or, just lying, basically. It's the truth, the kernel of what the situation is. And then we have the Four of Cups reversed, and it's about being, allowing yourself to let go of what you've held on to for fear of losing, and opening yourself up truly to being truthful and being vulnerable, and allowing yourself that space to be vulnerable and be okay with it, because we can only be truthful when we are vulnerable with one another and with ourselves. Because if we continue to lie and we continue to deny how we truly feel and brush it off like it doesn't matter, then we are doing ourselves a disservice. We are not allowing ourselves to really truly look at something and heal it by by acknowledging that maybe there is something that isn't right. Maybe there is something that we need to put our foot down about. Maybe there is something that we really need to take a clear and honest understanding of, so that we can start to go forward and fix and pursue something that isn't that. Because if we keep putting a band-aid over a large gash and nothing is happening, even though it's okay, I just put a band-aid on it, it's not going to get better, it's just going to leave a really nasty scar. So we have 33, a super magical number, which is awesome. Healing, reconnecting with your true nature. And I think that is really important at this new moon. Is even we have Gemini, which is 2 people, and I think, it's really about one being the just the nonsense that we see about ourselves, and then the other part being the truth. And Gemini is a dual creature. It will lie even to itself to convince itself that it's happy or healthy or okay. It's very strange. it's a creative, you know, verbal sign, but there's so much that, you know, goes through its understanding that it doesn't even sometimes recognize or know what it's doing to itself. Reconnecting with your true nature. The lady featured on this card has journeyed far and wide, searching for happiness which she has failed to find. Confused and tired, she surrenders and retreats to her inner sanctuary, a space of life in her heart, where she discovers a deep sense of peace. She rediscovers and reconnects to her true nature by letting go of all the superficial in her life. She reflects on her past and is now able to see what is true and what is false, and what is real and what is illusion. Yet the stillness of her heart, she hears a whisper, a message of love. Her heart is grateful for her return. Over the past months, you have inadvertently steered off course, gradually losing sight of what is truly important without realizing it, losing touch of the real you. It is time for you to reconnect and rediscover your true essence, your inner child. Stop searching externally and look within. You will discover the magic. My sanctuary is a space of light inside my heart. I find peace and contentment within. My heart reveals my truth. My heart reflects the real me. My heart guides me. Last but not least, we have the Astro cards. We should have started shuffling these. Okay. How much you want to bet we get Leo? Or Gemini. Gemini or Leo. One of the two. I feel like that's what's coming up for me. Ah, Scorpio. Aha, that's interesting. Scorpio is all about the truth. Scorpio is all about just the bare understanding. And then on the bottom we have Taurus, which is the complete opposite. It's all about the purity and the soft and sensitive and the nice. And the Scorpio is all about the daring, the bold, and seeing through to the kernel of truth, not looking at any of the prettiness, but seeing exactly what it is for what it is. Scorpios can be a little unnecessarily harsh on themselves and other people because they're so, you know, they so look for this transformative energy. But sometimes you have to understand that even though you know there's a transformation, you have to let everybody go on their own process, because everybody has an understanding of themselves, an understanding of how their process is, and they're, you know, knowing that they need to change, which, you know, a Scorpio can help out with, but you can't push somebody to go before they're ready. You can't, you can only lead somebody to the water, the truth, the understanding, but you cannot make them drink it. You have to wait and let them do it on their own terms, on their own time, and when they feel comfortable to do so. So, with that, I leave you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful new moon. Bye.